Hello, I am back with some Cienie, and I'm excited to see where the story goes. Last episode, we were introduced to a bunch of different new characters, and the personal drama is really heating up, I think. Hopefully, this episode, we learn more about the mystery that's been going on. But even if we don't, I'm excited to get to know these new characters some more. I'm hoping we see the guy who came to the store, the guy who threatened us. I kind of want to learn more about him. I hope he's not actually an evil villain. But even if he is, I think he was a cool character. And yeah, well, let's begin. I notice how dark the neighborhood has gotten outside before my phone screen blinds my eyes as I key in the password. My head feels groggy from waking up at weird hours in the evening. First thing I do is check notifications from David. So, you think we could meet up tonight? Maybe. You're so cruel. I know. I like David, but oh my gosh, he just seems like the most flaky person. I want to like him because I think his character's cool, his character design. But at the same time, I don't think I can forgive him just yet, We'll see what his reasons were, but oof. I talked to Eli. Oh my god, that wrong voice. I talked to Eli. It was awkward, and I think he hates me. Deserved. Well, I'm glad you reached out to him. Yeah, me too. It's gonna be weird, but I asked him to meet up with me tomorrow at our parents' old house. Oh? I thought he'd come over and help me look through some old boxes. Maybe even take some stuff with him. That's nice of you. I'm glad you approve. So, about the meeting? I don't know, dude. I think I might need a bit more time. Yeah, see, he's being so pushy. Give me time, give me space to process you disappearing for 6 years, not saying a word, and then coming back into our lives. Even if we were the best of friends, that's gonna need some time to process. You know what I mean? So stop pushing us. I'll be spamming you if you don't agree. How old are you? 5? What? Pics? Procese bitte, please, por favor. Pas how lusta. Okay. Bitte is German. Por favor is Spanish. I'm not sure about the other two. I'm assuming one of them is Polish. But obviously I don't mean please. Now I'm curious how far you can keep this going. God, you're terrible. You just want me to stroke you. What? Stroke your ego. Please, I want to get an interview with the great detective himself. Wait, how do you know about that? Eli told me. It's so cool. I want to hear all about it. I'm stubborn. I'm not giving up. Not just stubborn, annoying too. Dick. If I agree, will you stop with the theatrics? Fine, but I'll also choose the place and time. Sure. Eli told me about Grubby needs fides. Needs fides. Grubby needs fides. We could go there 8 p.m. Why there? Dunno. We can try somewhere else. Nah, that's fine. I know the place. I'll meet you there at 8. Great. I'll be waiting. I sigh as we finish texting. It feels like I've been won over too easily. Yes, you have. He just bullied you into meeting. Obviously for story purposes, yeah, I want to meet him, but come on. Hold out a little longer, I'd rather stay in bed and be... oh my gosh. Keeping these voices consistent is going to be a struggle. I'd rather stay in bed and be lazy tonight. David would kind of deserve it. But I'm actually kind of curious about what brought him back. There must be more to it. As I glance through my contacts, I decide to talk to Eli as well before I start preparing to go out. Hey Eli, hopefully things went well with David. Okay, so we haven't been introduced to this character like in person with their sprite, so I'm not sure what voice I'm gonna do. Sorry if I haven't been too talkative lately. Found your note. I mean, from his sprite, he looks cool, so. Oh, hey kitty. Surprising though, now that David is back, you've got time for good old me. Thought you two would be all over each. Okay, this is like, a little defensive, a little passive aggressive. Nah, I mean, he did invite me to the bar tonight. He told me he invited you too, but you refused. Oh yeah, busy tonight. To be honest, David was the last thing I expected to see today. Did it go badly? I don't know, man. It was fine, though it felt like talking to a stranger. I get it. Also, why did you tell him I'm detecting with Marcus? Well, it just kind of slipped out of my mouth. Sorry if you wanted to keep it a secret. It's fine. Oh, my package arrived. I want to talk to you later. Or I will talk to you later. See ya, kitty. Tell me how the unpacking went later. I don't do and tell. I can't blame Eliash for not wanting to be around his brother right now. He probably needs more time. Yeah, like you should. I guess he wasn't all that wrong about David and I being all over each other. Do they have past history? Is that why? He's like, oh, you're going to be all over him. I mean, obviously, history is friends, but I'm saying past history is something more. After all, it barely took any convincing from David for me to agree to meet. This is stupid. I should be angry. Too angry to just go out to dinner with him. And I am, but I still want to see him. It's already 7:10 p.m. I should start getting ready if I want to be there in time. Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm like, oh, he should be angry, it's like really hard if you have someone that you were very good friends with, and it's like, yeah, you want to be angry, but there's certain people that's like you can't, like you just can't be angry at them for forever. It's like, I'm angry with you, I don't want to talk to you, but also like I miss my friend, and so that's like a really tough thing to navigate. So I guess I don't really blame him for wanting to meet up, especially if they were really close. It's kind of like, it's also kind of like you're like, okay, well, eventually I'll forgive him probably, so I might as well just skip to that part because I miss my friends. So I understand that. Downstairs, Dad is in the same state as always. He looks at me and mumbles something, but without paying him any attention, I twist the doorknob and head out. Grubby Nights Fides. I hope that's the pronunciation. After a 40-minute walk through the town. Wow, that's kind of long to walk. That's not actually that long a walk. I finally arrive at Grubby Nights Fides. Old Bernard has been running this place for as long as I can remember. Back in the day, it wasn't the best spot to eat nor grab a drink, but it was probably the only one around. Marcus did mention that the food is the best it's ever been at this place, since old Bernard hired someone to manage shifts and cook properly. I stand outside the bar, hoping David won't actually ditch me tonight. It's already 8:05. My phone rings and I answer it without looking at the caller. Hey David, where are you? Not David, Marcus. I hope that's fine too. Oh, yeah, totally sorry. Just waiting for David. The kid is back? Yeah. I see. Well, I got news. The client called me and said her son came back today. Apparently you made him change his mind. I did? That's weird. I don't think I said anything to convince him. Yeah, that was the weird part for me as well. Especially after what you told me about his little visit. The client was really happy and she said she'd meet us tomorrow for the rest of the payment. Us? Yeah, of course. I'll go talk to her myself. After that, I'll pay you your share. So, yeah, like, he's not paying us until, like, whatever. It's like we're doing all this free work for him, hoping to get paid. I'm glad we're going to get paid, but still. Sweet. Finally, some good news. Maybe I can pay the bills on time if I manage to get a nice fat check. I'm glad. I know it's going to sound weird, but technically we consider the case closed. That aside, we can still look into Camille more. But anyways, you're for tomorrow then? We'll go meet the client, if you're comfortable with it. I thought you didn't want me to get involved more. This part's fine, because you're still my assistant. In that case, I'm free after 3, which you'd know if you looked at my work schedule I sent you. Okay, you got me. I still haven't checked it. I chuckled. But still, I don't know what to think about all this. Happy the case is over, but it still feels strange. You're still not off the hook for stealing my documents. Gotcha. But don't worry. Fuck! Tom, what happened? The culprit is none other than David. He waves and laughs hysterically while I lift my hand to show him the middle finger. David in his car. Alright, you two have a great night. Remember to be home before midnight and get proper sleep. It's the middle of the week after all. Like, oh, what are you, my dad? Sure thing, Pops. Anything else? Just have a safe night. I will. Rest well. I end the call and head towards David's car. The closer I get, the more smug and proud he looks, knowing he scared the shit out of me. And this is our friend. Before you get all angry, you should know that look on your face is so worth it. I try my best to look unimpressed, tucking my lower lip. If cats really do have 9 lives, you've made one of mine just jump out of my body, you ass. 8 left to go. You're a clown. And you're, I got nothing. Let me come back to you on this. Well, you're definitely more chipper than before. Just glad I got to hang out today. With Eliash, well, we're sorting things out now. David steps in front of me, nods in the direction of the building, so I follow him. Alright, let's see. Yeah, again, I just love the backgrounds. Like, it's like simple, but it gets the point across. Especially like with the rough sort of silhouettes. Like, obviously you can see a bunch of different creatures. It looks like there's a bird, a mouse, a cat. Like, there's a bunch. Simple background, but it actually really helps give character. It's also really crowded. Like, I got the sense that this wasn't, like, obviously the food is better, but that it wasn't necessarily the best or the most popular. But, yeah, looks like people enjoy it. Damn, man, this place is packed. The laughter and chatter of merry patrons create a lively ambiance. A delightful aroma of sizzling grilled meat and savory spices fills the air, mingling with the faint scent of aromatic herbs. The kitchen seems to be working its magic. However, as we move further into the crowd, the pleasant fragrance intertwines with the lingering scent of alcohol and the pungent scent of spilled drinks. Let's find a seat or kick someone's ass for it. The only person getting their ass kicked would be you. Wow, mean. Behind the bar counter stands a rather bulky tiger, and behind him a female sheep. She seems to be talking on the phone with a worried look. Okay, another character that I need a voice for. It's a little surprising to see the tiger. I haven't seen many of them around here before, at least not in these parts. Yeah, I think he's a cool character design. Seeming to notice my gaze at him, he looks back and smiles. I nod in response. Part of me can't help but feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Eyeing the cake? What cake? He doesn't respond, instead squinting at me with a smirk. While I was looking at the tiger, David seems to have spotted an empty spot by the table, located further at the back. It still has a good view of the whole place. The hyena sits, letting out a loud sigh. Already that tired? Hey, it's been a long day, okay? If I fall asleep here, will you carry me back home? Sorry, but I have a limit on how much weight I'm able to carry. Damn, I'm speechless. Sorry, man. While David examines the menu, I keep glancing at the bartender. Where could I have seen him before? Was it back in Warsaw? David grabs my head by the cheeks, with his hand squeezing me, guiding my head to look at him. Do you like that tiger? What? Oh, nah, it just feels like I've seen him from somewhere before. David grins devilishly right as I realize what he's about to do. He waves the bartender over to our table. I just want to bury my face in my paws and disappear. I'm gonna kill this hyena. Alright. What voice do I do for him? Welcome to the Grubby Night's Fights. How can I help you tonight? That accent is definitely not from here. Maybe Asian? David keeps waving at the bartender. Hey, hi, so my friend here. I shake my head at David. All I get in return is a smirk. He thinks he saw you somewhere before, but he can't remember. David leans on the table, his arm supporting his head. Can you tell us more about yourself, big guy? This poor bartender turns his attention towards me, looking confused and smiling awkwardly. I contemplate strangling David. Sorry to bother you. This guy here. I point at David, who looks like he's pretending to be shocked and sticking his tongue out for a moment. Likes to embarrass me in front of other people. And you don't have to tell us anything. Just ignore him. Hey, that's rude. I don't think that's a problem, really. Well, I've only been here for about 4 or 5 months. And I suppose the stripes do stand out, making people recognize me from a mile away. But I can't say I've seen you around the bar before, Mr. Oh, it's just Tom. And yeah, I figured. Sorry to bother you. Name's Raymond, and don't worry, you didn't bother me. So, does he actually, have they actually met before? Let's say, supposedly in Warsaw? Or, did he just see some other tiger and be like, oh, this guy is also a tiger, so, hopefully they actually knew each other or something. I don't know if this is a way of hinting at, maybe Tom had something with a tiger back in Warsaw. But otherwise it comes off a little weird, I think. Anyway, or it's a way of getting this tiger into, the main group of characters. And maybe, it starts something between him and Tom. But still, I think it's a little weird of an introduction. And my name is David. He didn't ask. Ouch. Raymond probably thinks we're a couple of idiots. Honestly, I wouldn't blame him. Would you like to order anything? Oh, right. I haven't looked at the menu yet. He was busy at looking. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think meeting up with David was worth it. I kicked David's shin under the table hard. Never mind. Both David and I look at the menu, which includes the usual local specialties of pierogi, gotapki, bigos, and some more exotic dishes. Radang? What's that? Oh, rendang? That's a South Asian meat dish braised in coconut milk, mixed with rich herbs and spices. It's my family's recipe. I see, so that's where he's from. Wow, that sounds so exotic. All of that, please. I do think it's something where it's in furry visual novels, because the characters are animals, it's hard, I think, to communicate what culture or ethnicity the characters are on top of their animals. And I think that it's something that multiple visual novels I've seen have kind of struggled with, and it's not always I think it's a struggle. Either people don't mention it at all, and you don't really have any sort of cultural signifiers or anything. But I think this is interesting because obviously it's very Polish. That's one of the things I am liking about this. Like, I've never been to Poland, so it's interesting to see a different setting, and there aren't many. A lot of furry visual novels are like set in the US or something, so it is interesting to see another culture represented. So I think if you're going to have a bunch of characters that are Polish, then introducing a character from another culture is like, it makes sense. But still, I think it's a problem with the medium. Not necessarily a problem. It's something that the medium can struggle with because the characters are animals and not people. And obviously, you don't want like it to be a one-to-one. Like, okay, everyone of this species is this culture, because that can, lead to some weird stereotypes or stuff like that. Which I don't think they've done here, obviously, because we have like hyenas, we have cats, we have bears, we have all different people who are all like Polish. So I don't think that's what they're doing at all, but that is, I think it's good that they're doing that, because I think the alternative is kind of like a thorny situation. I'll just go with the pierogi ruski with sour cream on the side, please. Is that like Russian pierogi? What? You're such a Pole. I mean, obviously, yeah. Meanwhile, Raymond jots everything down. Anything else? Tarik? Oh. Tarik. That's a frothy milk tea originating from Malaysia, made with condensed milk. That sounds really good. Ah, your family recipe too? No, la. It's just where I'm from is all. Sweet, let's get 2 of those, cause you and I aren't planning to get drunk tonight, are we? Yeah, no getting drunk tonight. Aight, 2 Tatariks then. Raymond heads back to the counter. With that done, I turn my gaze to David and kick him again. You ass, you know how awkward that was? Ouch, dude. I want to strangle you so much right now, but I don't want to end up in jail because of you. Be grateful that there are so many people around here. Daddy, chill. Aren't they the same age? Daddy, chill. Act your age, man. Numerical constraints can't dictate my personality. Huh, well that explains why disappearing for 6 years didn't seem like a big deal to you. Ooh. David shoulder punches me. Dick, though I guess I deserve that one. We settle into idle small talk while we wait. It doesn't take long before Raymond approaches us with our food and drinks. I can smell it, coming as he puts the plates down on our table. They look delicious. I haven't had pierogi in ages. God, I miss them. Your meals. Enjoy. This looks amazing. Thank you. I'm sure we will. As the tiger goes back to his work, both David and I are left staring at our delicious looking foods. As the tiger goes back to his work, both David and I are left staring at our delicious looking food. I grab the fork and get started on my meal, while David cuts a piece of the rendang meat and stuffs it in his mouth. Holy crap, this meat is so tender. You have to try this. David quickly cuts another piece and... Ooh! I don't think I've ever seen a furry visual novel do this. Like a little... I've seen like animations before. But like this is like a CG or whatever that's... Yeah, honestly this is really cool. What? Before I can finish my sentence, David has already pointed the fork right at my face, beckoning me to open my mouth wide. My eyebrows furrow and I press my lips together to indicate my deep annoyance. Come on, open up, let me stuff you with my... He smirks at me and starts to poke my pouted mouth with his fork. Fuck off, man, enjoy your fucking food. Don't be naughty. Open up. Awaiting landing. I mean, he's not doing it in the most polite way, but yeah, I mean, he's offering you, like, if you go deep with someone, why not share food? If you're like, oh, this dish is really good, do you want some? Yeah, again, I'm getting his personality is he is not the kind of person to ask people, he just does stuff. So if you've been like, hey, this meat is really good, do you want some? Like, probably be a different story. But Like, come on, Tom, have it. He plays with the fork as if it were a plane. Like, this is cute. At this point, it'd be more awkward if I didn't give in. Fine, just stop with the act. With everyone around probably looking at us, I open my mouth and take a bite. The tender meat melts in my mouth as an explosion of herbs and spices envelops my taste buds. I can also taste the creaminess coming from the coconut milk. Damn, this is good. Right? You need to stop being a little pussy. Be more adventurous with your food. Fair. For the next few minutes, we both focus on our food. The sounds of people talking, drinking, and eating take over the whole room, and I resist the urge to look at Raymond. He definitely thinks we're some fucking weirdos. Meanwhile, David's phone seems to be receiving a ton of messages. He looks back at me with his mouth full, quickly chews and swallows his food before responding. Sorry, let me just mute it. Oh, no, it's fine. You can deal with it. The hyena nods and types away at his phone. I wait patiently, eating my pierogi before speaking up again. David. Yeah? I want to know what made you come back. The real reason. What do you mean, real? David sighs, trying to avoid my gaze. He clearly thinks his words over carefully before responding. Are you insinuating something? I grew suspicious over the years, I guess. Sorry. Well, okay, David did make it sound like, hey, if you meet up with me, I'll tell you why I came back, and then he hasn't done that yet. So I thought that was our whole reason for meeting up with him, is he said, hey, I'll tell you everything when we meet up. So, like, why are you being cagey about it? Because it's not weird. Hey, came back after 6 years, and we ask him, okay, why'd you come back? And he goes, nuh-uh, not telling unless you meet up with me. And then we meet up and we're like, why'd you come back? And he goes, what are you talking about? Like, he's being very weird about it. Leaving wasn't my choice in the first place. I'm only guilty of not keeping contact. Mom's health had been deteriorating, and my grandfather wanted her in a proper hospital. I see. Damn, I didn't know that. I thought she'd be better here, but even with the doctor's help, her health only worsened. I thought she'd be better there, but even with the doctor's help, her health only worsened. I give David space to talk and try to be as silent as possible. I feel bad prying it out of him, but I also can't help feel like I deserve an explanation. Grandpa started making plans for me, and I guess I didn't want it. He fakes a chuckle. Anyway, as for the reason I returned, well, I mentioned it's a pretty selfish one. I want to have my friends back. I thought it'd be easier to just pretend you guys had forgotten about me instead. I understand the situation with your mom, and you wanted to be with her. What I don't understand is why it took you so long to realize you wanted your friends back. David, there's something you're not telling me. Why would I lie about this? Well, you tell me. Tom, you're being paranoid. Can you really blame me, though? I don't know what to tell you. I don't even know what you want me to tell you. The truth. Why are you going on about this? I thought we were having fun. I just don't want to be hurt again or see Eliash get hurt either. I'm here and I'm not leaving. Fine. Okay, so maybe I'm reading too much into it, but it kind of sounds like Tom is like, oh, did oh my god, what's his name? Did David like have a crush on him or something like that? Okay, again, am I reading too much into it? Probably, but you know, sometimes you've got to do what you got to do. But that's what it kind of feels like. Tom's like, hey, what's the real reason you came back? You wanted your friends back, but you didn't keep in contact. So maybe it was like he had a crush on Tom and he got overwhelmed and left and was like, I can't deal with it. And then he finally realized like, hey, that was the wrong move. I really want Tom. Like, I'm going to move back. Because why would Tom be... Yes, Tom has a right to be hurt by this. But the way he's pressuring it and being like, what's the real reason? What's the real reason? When, like, hey, I moved to be with my mom, and then when she passed away, I wanted to come back to be with my friends, is a perfectly fine reason, I think. And honestly, I think him saying, like, I wanted my friends back, like, that makes me way more sympathetic to him. I'm like, oh, okay, so he regrets what he's done, not staying in touch. and he wanted to make amends. Maybe he didn't go about it in the best way, but I do think that his reasons put his actions into context, and I think it makes more sense to me. But Tom pressuring him so much makes me feel like at least he thinks that David had some other reason. And saying like, oh, why did it take you so long? Like, it just feels like there's some history there that we're not getting. And again, maybe I'm reading too much into this because I've read way too many like gay furry visual novels. And I want characters to get together. Like, am I shipping these characters? Who knows? But that's my going theory for right now. And I'm fine to be proven wrong. But until then, like, there's just something between them, you know? Anyway, like, let me go back and see what they said. What I don't understand is why it took you so long to realize that you wanted your friends back. I don't think it took him long to realize. It's just like he was dealing with his mom being sick. Like, that's really difficult, and it's not ideal, but sometimes when that happens, like, it's, especially if you've moved, like, okay, you might lose contact with people. I've had friends move away that it really made communicating with them difficult, and when they moved back, then we like picked up where we left off, basically. Like, that's not that uncommon, I think, and it sucks that happens, but like, it's not that, I think it's weird that he didn't communicate at all, but like, I don't think it's weird to, when a friend moves away, for you to suddenly not be as communicating as much, and if they move back, for you to be friends again. Like, that's not that weird an experience, so I don't think his explanation is bad. Maybe he could have worded it better, but like, yeah, that makes sense to me. So Tom being like so aggressive, being like, oh, what are you telling me? Like, he literally won't accept David's answer. And maybe the reason is because he is so hurt by him moving away, he just can't accept that there's just a simple explanation. He's like, there has to be a deeper meaning to why my friend abandoned me. That could also be it. He's like grasping for some other explanation because it doesn't make sense in his mind. Like, why are you back? Like, I could see that too. What about Eliash? I kind of didn't expect him to even want to see me, but I guess it was a pleasant surprise when he agreed to. It's a surprise to me too. I don't know about Eliash, but it hurts me that David would rather pretend we had forgotten about him than try to reach out to any of us. I see. With you agreeing to meet me, it's more progress than I've made with Eliash. I'm sure he just needs some time. Eliash did tell you about my work, so I'm curious what else he told you. Not much, really. Somehow I don't believe that. I see. Today was pretty nice, though. The food was great. The company was okay, too, I suppose. He chuckles with his little awkward hyena laugh. What have you been up to, aside from scary men invading your store? I thought they'd bite my head off when I bumped into one of them. Yeah, me too. Who were they? Honestly, I'm not quite sure myself. I see. And apart from that encounter? Eliash already told you, but Marcus agreed to hire me as his assistant, though I tend to get more involved than he wants me to. Wow, same old then. Always in everyone else's business. Yeah, I learned from the best. How's the old dog doing? He's fine, I think. Busy with work. Any cool cases? Tell me something. I should probably avoid mentioning anything related to Camille's case. After my encounter with him, I'm not sure if he is dangerous or not, so I'd rather not get David involved. Well, I helped Marcus solve a case about a cheating husband. That's kind of overdone, but it does sound juicy. What happened? I followed him and... Oh my god! I followed him and took some pictures of him fucking another woman. That's kind of all my job was. Damn, stealthy. I'm sure it traumatized you, seeing straight people going at it. Okay, so, yeah. Confirmation of what we already knew. It was just sex. Seen it plenty. Oh my gosh, this is like vulgar. Was the guy big at least? Big how? David gives me a sly grin. Stop. Nothing's wrong with a little size inspection. Okay. What about your university life? Oh, it didn't work out. I kind of dropped out after 3 years. Wait, why? Before I left, it was all you were talking about. What happened? I was an idiot, but I guess it just wasn't for me. I don't get it though. You always talked a lot about your academic aspirations at school. Like some kind of nerd. I don't need uni for anything, really. I don't buy it. Did someone bully you? Oh, whoops. Did someone bully you? Or maybe you had a bad hookup with a professor? What? No, nothing like that. I was hoping you'd get me some juicy stories about a hot professor. Sorry, I'm just kidding. It's a shame though. Are you planning on returning to university at some point? Maybe. That's the spirit. What about you? Did you finish your studies? I mean, what did you even study in Germany? Master of Business Administration in Berlin. Okay, so he has a master's? So, you were studying how to steal people's money? Pretty much, but legally. Did you like it? Any juicy stories about hot professors of your own? Haha, I had to keep up my appearances. Understandable. I finished sipping my Tariq while David checks out his phone. Is everything fine? Oh, no. There's just this one place I have to visit tonight. I mean, it's getting kind of late already. I think we can call it a night. Yeah, I hope we can do this again soon. I'll have to check with my secretary to see if there's space in my calendar to fit you in. And who would your secretary be? Marcus? Imagine. I'd rather not. We both laugh as we grab our empty plates and put them on a deck next to the bar's kitchen. I nod at Raymond as I head towards the door. David looks at me and then Raymond as he opens his wallet and pays for our order. Food was great. We'll definitely come here again. Yeah. It was my pleasure to have you here. It was definitely one of my more lively shifts, so thank you. That's true. There were a lot of people tonight. I think you mean you. Don't call me out like that. I thought you were my friend. I thought with my friend here acting like a clown, you'd have enough of us. Hey, I'm right here. You sure are. Don't worry, La. It was awkward, but nothing too bad. See, he doesn't mind at all. Well, we'll be off. Thanks, Raymond. Good night. I grab David's arm and start dragging him towards the door as Raymond shouts after us. Wait, you forgot your change. Keep it. We step outside and David wiggles his way out of my grip to run to his car. I follow him, but his steps become shaky and uneven, and my head begins to pound again. Fuck. Are you alright? It's nothing. Just a light headache. I see. Well, at least dinner was fun. I smirk at him, but he squints at me with mock suspicion. Yeah, I think it was. Nodding, he opens the car door, but instead of giving in, he just stands there for a few seconds before turning back to me. So, I suppose I should offer you a ride as well, to keep you safe and all. What? Aren't you busy tonight? Well, can't have you walking all alone at night, dressed like this, and with a headache. You're just asking to get jumped. What the hell? If anyone will get jumped, it's you, rich boy. Pfft, they can try. I bet you'd like that. Are you kink-shaming me? Maybe. Anyway, I'll be fine. See you. David hurriedly locks his car and turns back to me. Oh, wait, are you just gonna walk after all? I mean, yeah, why not? The weather's nice and fresh air will do me good. Ugh, fine. I'll get my car tomorrow. Don't be stupid. Just drive home, man. Too late now. That's sweet. Okay, what? Under the night sky, the stars twinkle like distant beacons of light. A gentle breeze brushes against my fur, carrying with it the scent of damp autumn soil. Okay, the stars twinkle like distant beacons of light. Aren't they already distant beacons of light? Isn't that what a star is? The crunch of dry leaves under our footsteps is all we hear as David walks beside me, hands tucked in his front jacket pockets. Occasionally, he breaks the silence with a soft whistle, a melody I don't exactly recognize. I must say, I miss this. Missed what? Walking with you, when we were kids. Oh, haha, yeah, I remember. We used to pretend to fight monsters and talk about treasures at the end of the road of stars. Kids are weird, man. No, I think it was mostly us. Also, I remember the, night costume. I smirk at David, knowing he was always embarrassed about it, and I can already see him covering his face with his hands. Stop. Always talking about how you're gonna protect everyone. I playfully jab at his shoulder as he chuckles before raising his snout to the sky. I mean, it sounds like he hasn't changed. Like, if he was being like, oh, I'm going to protect you when they're kids, and he's walking us home now. So, kind of our very own knight in shining armor, if you ask me. He then sighs, suddenly halting his footsteps and looking at the ground. Tom, Eliash told me. Told you what? I know about your mom. He got angry, saying I'm the last person you want around right now. Tom, I know you have your doubts, but it's fine. Is it? It isn't, but the last thing I want is to show any weakness right now. That's really sad. I'm sorry. I said, it's fine. Tom. Oh, God! As he's about to speak, a piercing shriek shatters the calm night air. We turn towards the direction it seemed to be coming from, the woods. What was... Shh. David stands there, frozen, having a hard time taking out his phone. By then, all of my senses are already pulled in the direction of the woods. I'm gonna check it out. Someone might be hurt. Are you crazy? Tom, get back here. That's not a good idea. Ignoring him, I slowly approach the woods, but there's nothing but a sea of trees and murky blackness. Behind me, David calls for someone on his phone. Hello? Are you hurt? I'm met with silence. My breathing grows labored and uneven. What should I do? I look back at David, who is in total panic. The cops are on their way. They won't make it in time. They're never on time. Before I realize, my legs are already carrying me deeper into the forest, dampening the echoing calls from David. Tom, wait, let me go with you. He should probably go with him. Yeah. Whoops. I move swiftly through the thick bushes and trees, using my phone as a flashlight. Can you hear me? Where are you? Silence. Nothing but silence. I think when, like... Okay. He knows that there's some weird, like, cult activity stuff going on. He's already had that run-in with that, was it bull that was outside his door? I think I would stay away from the woods, you know? Just as a rule. But if he is going to go in, yeah, wait for David to come with you. Like, the math isn't mathing, you know? Where are you? Hello? I shine my light around, but there's nothing but trees. Please say something. I sprint towards the faint voice. She must be near. It feels like an eternity passes while I'm trying to reach the woman. It sounded like she was way closer. Where is she? Please, keep making noise. Ooh, it's creepy. Each time she calls out, it feels like it comes from a different direction. Left, right, from the front, behind me. I'm starting to doubt where I'm even going, so I slow down. The throbbing pain in my head suddenly intensifies, and my vision goes blurry. Fuck, not now. I shake my head like a moron, thinking that'll make the pain go away. I'm here, please. The woman yells out again. It's coming from my left. Despite the pain, I turn and sprint towards it. There, Finally, I spot her, slumped against a tree with her leg twisted in an unnatural way. I'm taken aback by the horrifying sight, but I try not to let it distract me. I recognize her. Oh my god! Mrs. Novak! What the hell happened here? She doesn't say anything. Her breathing is shallow and faint, her body shaking from the cold. I slowly step down, lean by her. After taking off my jacket, I put it around her to warm her up. Why is she out here alone? Pushed. I fell. Camille. Is it Camille's mom? She starts coughing violently. I pull out my phone and start calling Marcus while making sure she's still awake. Who pushed you? Was it your son? Come on, Marcus, pick up. No. Her voice grows weaker. Where are the fucking cops? Hello? Marcus. Tom, what's going on? Listen, I'm with Mrs. Novak in the woods. Her leg is broken. She apparently got pushed. Camille is nowhere to be found. I'm on my way. No matter what, stay on the call. I turn to Mrs. Novak. She looks really badly scratched and bruised, apart from that twisted leg. I lean closer to check if she is still conscious. Mrs. Novak, please stay with me. Help is on the way. Find Camille. Why are you out here? Her pupils dart around frantically before her gibberish turns into a murmur. After several moments, her eyelids slowly lower before... Hey, stay with me. I hear Marcus's voice coming through the phone. I hold it close to my ear. She's unconscious, but she's still breathing. I've contacted Igor. His men are on the way. Where are you exactly? The forest, close to the road near the bar. David should still be standing next to where I ran in. He called the cops. The pain in my head hasn't gone away. Instead, it keeps throbbing incessantly, making it difficult to focus. I quickly turn around at a new sound, like a twig snapping. I can't see anyone, but I can hear footsteps. Marcus, I think there's someone here with us. What? Who is it? I don't know. I hear footsteps. The flashlight from my phone doesn't reveal anyone as I turn in the circle. Maybe it's Camille, but where would he be hiding? I hear another snap. Someone is definitely out there. Ooh. Ah. Marcus, they're getting closer. Tom, just stay where you are. Marcus's voice comes out loud from my phone speaker. If Camille is out there, he might need help too. Ooh. Okay. I am conflicted. I would say, okay, like, the noise is probably not good. I want to check out the noise because I want to know more, but I don't want to leave Mrs. Novak. If checking out the noise means leaving Mrs. Novak there to, like, bleed out, no, I don't want to do that. But if checking the noise means looking around while still staying near her, then I think I want to do that. So I'm going to click check out the noise. Fuck it. I need to know what the fuck is going on. Camille, are you out there? No response. Fuck. Was all this his fault? And now he's hiding? Also, it's interesting, like, we haven't gotten many choices. There's been multiple times where Tom has been like, oh, I don't know what to do, but we don't get a choice. I think this is the only second choice. The other choice was Otto to choose to, well, with the people looking for him. It makes me wonder if those choices are more impactful or if they just generally, like, the creators don't want that many choices, and the story is mostly linear. So I'm not sure which it is, but it is interesting because I am used to visual novels with, like, either being like there are no choices whatsoever or there's a ton of choices. Your mother's wounded, you asshole. Come out. I step a bit further away from Mrs. Novak. Okay, I can still hear Marcus's objections on the phone, a bit deeper into the woods. I sense the leaf rustling from somewhere near me, but I can't see anything, even with the flashlight on. I give it one more glance. That's all. I'm not going any further. This feels strange, but the headache is becoming too much to bear. I probably shouldn't risk it. Marcus, this feels off. I'm waiting for the cops. Just stay put. I'm with David now. The police sirens sound in the distance. Fucking finally. I hear the cop. A sharp pain rips through every nerve in my chest. My vision swims. Someone stuck their hand through us? I look down, trembling with every inch of my body. A hand with deformed claws is poking out of my chest. Oh my gosh, is this like a bad ending? Like, am I gonna have to go back and do the other choice? Whoops. I guess. Oh my god, what just happened? Yes. I gasp for air. Blood spills out of my mouth instead. Oh god, this is violent. I start to choke and gurgle as my throat tightens in agony. Oh my god. The hand is now staring back at me. With the last of my strength, I look at Mrs. Novak. She's no longer where I found her. Okay, so this is the bad option. Shouldn't have done that. Oh, look. Okay, so they let us do the other option. What the fuck was that? I look back at Mrs. Novak. She's still there and still unconscious. Marcus, where are you? Even though I can hear the sound of footsteps somewhere nearby, I don't think any part of my body wants to go check out what it is. Not only that, but my head is still pounding like hell. The sound of police sirens comes from somewhere in the distance. Finally. Okay, also, speaking of choices. Yeah, now it's interesting. I wonder what the other choice in the shop, if that would have been like a bad. Are they doing one option is bad and ends with you dying and one option is good? I might have to go and check the other one. But it's like, is it even a choice? I'm glad I chose the checking out the sound option, because then I get both. I get to see how that ended, and now I get to see the like real ending, or like the real choice, like the one you're supposed to choose. Mrs. Novak is still breathing at least. Marcus, I hear the cops. Yeah, I'm here with David. Now, I'm coming for you. All right. I sit down next to Mrs. Novak and hold my phone tight, lighting the area. I still can't believe that fucker would just leave his mother like this. But I don't really know the full picture, and I probably won't until she wakes up. Tom, you there? Yeah, I'm on your track. You want me to yell? No, I'm almost there. Eventually, I hear multiple voices calling out to us. It must be the police, because most of the area begins to be lit up by flashlights. Tom? We're here. God. Don't worry, we'll get her to safety. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. I've been recording for a bit, so I think this is probably a good place to end it on a little cliffhanger. I am very interested to see how this ends. That was kind of a roller coaster of an episode. The mystery is definitely heating up. We got introduced to new characters. We had a cute date, not really a date, with David. So yeah, I'm really interested in where this is going. Like, I feel like this is the hook, plot wise, because I've been really invested in the characters, but the plot has been sort of very ambiguous up until this point. And I think this is definitely like, oh wow, okay, stuff is finally like happening. Like, okay, now it's real. Yeah, I'm very interested. I'm gonna definitely keep playing this and hopefully try to get episodes out a little more frequently. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where this goes.